Hi, and welcome to our workshop today. Expand your customer connections with follow-up. My name is Elisa Wickersham, and I will be your host for today's workshop. I can't wait to get this workshop started, but before we do that, I want to answer some questions that you might be wondering about. First of all, yes, this is being recorded, and you will have access to the replay following today's workshop. We encourage you to take notes in a way that you love the most. So whether that's your favorite notebook or maybe you've printed off the Rise Up Conference notepad, whatever works for you. Keep in mind that you will also be able to download these exact slides and notes for today's training from your consultant office shortly after this week. As we go along, you can type questions in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer the questions that are most popular at the end of the presentation. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our trainers for today's workshop. First of all, we have Sonia Eckel from New Braunfels, Texas. Sonia is a Senior Vice President Sales Leader, and she just celebrated her 11th anniversary with Norwex. She is married, and she is a mom to 3 wonderful boys. Sonia is well known for her amazing training and demonstration videos that she has shared on her YouTube channel. They have become some of Norwex's most watched videos with tens of thousands of views. Also training in today's workshop, we have Tasha Guest from Airdrie, Alberta. Tasha celebrated her 12th anniversary with Norwex this past May. She's married with a beautiful family. She has 3 children, 1 boy and 2 girls. Tasha just promoted to Vice President Sales Leader on June 1st, and at the same time promoted out her first Red Jacket Leader on her team, which is our very first Senior Executive Sales Leader in Canada in the beautiful province of Prince Edward Island. Both Sonia and Tasha are on the Product Advisory Council. They are exceptional leaders, and I can't wait for them to share their wisdom and experience on how to expand your customer connections in a very impactful way. So get ready to learn, get ready to be inspired, and get ready to rise up with Senior Vice President Sales Leader Sonia Eckel and Vice President Sales Leader Tasha Guest.
Yay! Thank you, Elisa. Oh my goodness. Tasha and I are so excited to talk about this topic today of following up and caring for your customers and building relationships. You hear this all the time, but it is so for real. This business is all about relationships. So, it's interesting. I think as we go into the topic of customer care, sometimes you can have this feeling like, where do I start? Have I started this too late? Tasha, would love for you to share a little bit of your journey. You've been doing Norwex for 12 years. It's just crazy how fast these years go. But I don't think you started out doing your customer care. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks so much for having us. We are very excited to share the experience we have with all of you guys. For sure, my journey, like everyone's, is a little bit different. So I did start 12 years ago with the intent of just joining for the discount, loved the products, was falling in love with it. And then at the time, my best friend said, well, I want to host a party. Yeah, and I wanted you to do it. So I'm like, okay, I just did it the following week. But honestly, for several years, and I want to say good 4 to 5 years, I never did follow up. That wasn't what I wanted. I wanted just the products. And then if I had parties, I kind of went with it. So I never did follow up. I never invited anyone to join my team. I just kind of was going by the seat of my pants and day by day, party by party. But I want to encourage all of you who are watching, if you are in a similar situation to what I was, it's never too late to start following up with your customers. Yes, you will lose some will have other consultants, but you will be surprised at how many are there just waiting for someone to take care of them, and that can be you. And also for the new consultants who are watching this, and there's so many of you, and I'm so excited for you guys, take these lessons and these tips we're sharing with you and implement them right away. If I had known that from the beginning, wow, things would definitely be different. But yeah, take these notes and start right away. How about you, Sonia? You've been around a while, so what are your kind of tips?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is some of us have a few perfectionistic tendencies in us, right? So I have to just ask y'all, put in the comments, what do you think is the very best way that you could possibly do customer care follow-up? So what do you think is the best way? So Tasha, let's talk about just giving them some options. Like, what's your number one go-to for customer care follow-up?
Well, there's so many options, and it's changed from the time when we started years ago to what looks like now, right? Well, I thought maybe we could go through and just kind of talk about some of the main options that just popped up here on the slide for you guys. So obviously, we know there's a good old-fashioned phone, there's text messaging, there's private messaging through Facebook, email, right? How many people actually use email anymore? But we're going to talk about that. Then there's regular snail mail. There's so many other ways that you could come up with to connect with your customers. So that's what's so nice about this business and our industry is there's no one set way. There are many options for us to be successful for following up with our customers. But yes, my personal favorite and I find most effective is getting on the phone and talking with people as much as possible. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Now, Sonia, what is your favorite way to connect with customers?
Well, that's such a great question. I'm going to answer it in a second, but in the chat, I'd love to see what you guys are saying. What is the best way to follow up with your customers? All right. So just throw it in the chat. We want to hear your thoughts of those ways we mentioned, or maybe you have another way that you think is the best. What is the best way? And so, I'm going to tell you what the best way is. The best way to follow up with your customers is the way that you are actually going to do. So if you say that one, like, oh, I think the best way is the phone, but you will never pick up the phone, then it's so good to have lots of different options to decide which way is the best way for you in your life with your family. So we're going to talk about, Tasha and I do it a little differently. So we're both going to kind of share our journey with it. But the bottom line is we are both building long-term relationships with our customers so that when they think of Norwex, they hopefully think of us as their Norwex person, right? So, yes, so let's kick it off with that phone call, Tasha. Let's talk about that, and then we'll get into my kind of go-tos.
For sure. And I thought this was funny when I pulled this up and I showed my husband. He's like, I don't get it. But if you are in this industry, you totally get this cartoon. Can anyone else relate? Comment in the chat. Do you find that phone weighs 10 kilograms and 20 pounds, whatever that is in the States, right? Like it's so heavy and you just can't do it. That's okay. You need to understand that this business for longevity, you have to find what works for you. And it's going to vary consultant to consultant. And even as you grow a team, it's going to vary with each of them. But for me, again, I do like that personal connection. I am way more successful when I'm doing my in-home live parties and I'm connecting with people one-on-one. So yes, I've had to make adjustments for this new situation we're all in for sure. But I'm doing it. And is it always comfortable? No, but we all have to just learn and kind of get out of our box and try different things. But yes, I do like the phone calls, and I will be completely honest. Do I speak to a lot more voicemail machines than people? Absolutely. I don't have it all, worked out perfectly. I don't have any secret recipe. It's just being consistent and doing it. So set yourself some goals and have a stretch goal, but have some realistic goals. So if you're just more casual and you're touching your business every day, well, maybe your goal is to have 2 customer calls every day. If you are doing it more often, then maybe it's 10 customer calls a day or 30 in a week, whatever that looks like for you, but be consistent with that. And so I do. I get on the phone and I call, and we've got a little slide here for some verbiage about what you can say. And I'll tell you and be honest too, the first few calls that you make will feel uncomfortable. It'll feel rusty. If you haven't driven a stick car in a while, you're going to be jerky, and that's okay. That's why you want to give yourself at least a few calls to kind of get the flow of it. And I always have a little written script in the beginning, just again, it's like, oh, okay. And then after that, I just wing it. I ad-lib it. You can read the slides and stuff, but I'm just like literally, hey, on the phone. The more detail you can put into your message, the better. Like I said, hey, Sonia, And just wanted to check in with you. Hope you're enjoying this gorgeous weather. You're probably out doing something fun. I just wanted to do a follow-up to see how you are enjoying your Norwex products that you got from Jody's party. And if you know which products she got, mention them. How are those face cloths, or how is that laundry soap working for your kids and your family? They love that. So a little tip I do is on the bottom of my order forms, I always make little notes so that I remember when I'm calling these people, little things like that. And yeah, you can just read that. And I always just say something about like, yeah, I always want to have an action item in there. You know, I'm just checking to see if you're getting my emails, or if you want to watch some super cool demos that I do and my giveaways in my VIP group, you're going to want to join. Oh, and did I mention there's new products coming out? Yay, right? Like, you just want to put in little seeds as you leave a message for them. And you will be surprised. I've had so many customers that I don't hear back from right away, but weeks later, months later, even years later, they're like, yeah, I got your message. I remember it. Thank you. And that is huge, making that difference in someone's life.
I love that so much. I'm pretty old-fashioned as well, as if you can call phone calls old-fashioned, just because the human voice is such a connector. You've been given a voice that no one else has been given, and that connection. And when you make those phone calls, I just want to reiterate what Tasha is saying is don't be afraid to leave that voicemail. Voicemails are very powerful. When they listen, they're like, oh my goodness, he or she just left me a message. That was so nice. So I love that. Thank you for your verbiage. I hope you guys screenshotted, but remember, you're going to have access to these slides afterwards. So don't stress if we go a little fast. But the bottom line is just come from that heart of service. When you pick up the phone, think, how can I serve this person? How can I be of service to this person? How can I share my passion for Norwex? And okay, so next up is texting. And because when I started this business, I had 3 boys. Number 4 came along 1 year into the business. And so I had to find out what kind of customer care is actually going to happen. And so when I started, I did do email because 11 years ago, email was still cool. But I've shifted my business to texting. And so just a couple things on the texting is you can also use the same concept in Facebook Messenger, right? It might be a little more casual in Facebook Messenger. Texting is, you have to keep pretty concise. So I think that's one of the things. Another thing that you can do that is so cool is the voice recording. You can use it in texting or in Facebook Messenger. So I think we've got some more talking about that coming up. But I have also learned that leading a large team and being mom and being wife and wanting to do life, I have to figure out how to automate some things. And so I've put on the screen here Project Broadcast, and that's just one of the many options for a texting program that it's your words, you put them in there, but it sends them out in a timely fashion on your behalf for you. So if you have questions about that, just check in with your leader. There's a good chance your leader's probably using a system like that, and they can guide you a little bit on that as well. So we're going to throw up some sample text verbiage. I in no way claim to have like the magic verbiage. I think, again, consistency is key. Perfection is not what we're going for. We're going for kind of the opposite of perfection. We're going for authenticity. So whatever you text or say on the phone or whatever you do, just make sure it's you. But here's just a quick little example of something that I might text after they've ordered. So, Jody, thanks for your Norwex order. You can look for your order to arrive within about a week. With social distancing requirements, there may be a bit more of a delay than usual. Thanks for your business. Here's a quick pic to help you know how to care for your cloths. And then I include a cloth care picture, okay? So something that just will show a quick little synopsis of the rules of cloth care. Okay, so, and then I believe in the follow-up, in the texting, that you are able to set up right away after the order, checking in with them 2 weeks later, like, hey, did you get your box? Have you opened it yet? And then you can check in with them maybe 2 months, kind of that 2-2-2 idea. Is I don't do the 2 days. I actually do the right away when the order comes in. They get that first one, thanking them, and then 2 weeks, and then 2 months is about that 60-day warranty period, which is a great time to just check in and make sure they're loving everything. All right, so Tasha, I think we both agree that like email, we both started our business strong on email. It still has a place though, right? So what do you talk about how you can utilize email?
For sure. And I just wanted to quickly make mention with regards when we were talking about texting and through voice recording. You can do that through text, but also through Messenger. And just so you know, if you're not sure, you can record a quick message, make it generic, and send it back to yourself. And if you want a quick, easy way to reach out to your customers fast, you can then forward that on to multiple customers, and you still have that connection, that personal connection of them getting to hear your voice. So again, if you're not very familiar with how to do that, reach out to your leader, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you with that.
Yes, I love that. I love how easy that is. You can do that one voicemail one time and make it generic, and then you can forward. So that's another system that's going to save you time and make your care more consistent, right? Yeah, love that.
Absolutely, for sure. So now let's talk about email. It's one of those things that, yes, 10 years ago was super popular, now not so much, but I do still see a point and a value to having email. One of the things I like to encourage my team is reaching out to your customers in multiple ways. Unless they specifically say only text me or only do this with me, reach out to them in multiple ways, because we like to get that too for ourselves, right? So if you're texting them, then every once in a while they're going to get emails, and Sonia's going to talk a little bit more about Office Suite. But there's a way you can do emails effectively. So for instance, if you get the text notifications on your phone when you get an online order, and nowadays we're definitely seeing way more of those, right? In my phone, I have a little script written up that I copy and paste, send it. So literally the customer within an hour, if I can, that's my goal, is they get an email from me saying, thank you so much for your order you just placed. And if I can too, I actually try and do a phone call, but if not, my email is my backup. But I want to do that within an hour, because they are floored when they get a phone call or an email from me right away. They're like, I just placed the order. What are you, a superwoman, right? And that just bodes to good customer service. So that is a great tip I like to do, and it's easy to do it from anywhere you are. The second thing with regards to email is I like to do that if I'm going to be offering potentially some big sales to my group. So I don't know about you, but I have a VIP group, and we're going to discuss that as well, and how we can use our products and everything effectively in VIP group. But I also have a customer base via email, because how many of mine have said, I'm not on social media, or I'm on Instagram, not Facebook, and I still have to learn Instagram. So see, we're all learning things at different times. So for instance, I just literally ran a virtual sale last weekend with my customers, and I did it through my VIP group in an event and also via email. And I'm telling you, I sold almost $5,000, and half of it came from email customers. So if I had not been sending that out to them, I would have lost out on that. So there's definitely huge value to still sending it out via email. Just a note, you want to make sure your time frame is a little bit more generous than through a VIP, because they don't always check it as often, but it's still very effective for sure.
I agree. There's certain people, I just want to reiterate and make sure you guys all really reach out in several different ways, because that is going to better help you meet each customer's need without knowing specifically which way they prefer. So love that. And I love Office Suite. Man, this is one of the best $10 you're going to spend in your business. If you are not yet an Office Suite subscriber, I'm just going to tell you, it's sort of a no-brainer investment in your business. And what I love is that when you invest, I mean, honestly, you're a business owner. So $10 a month, wow. If that's all we need to do to have Norwex send out emails to our customer base on our behalf, it opens you up to a capability. We're going to talk about Happy Mail in a second, to opt into these catalog mailings when Norwex does those for us. Oh my goodness, thank you, Norwex, from the bottom of my heart. That is so amazing. But yes, the Office Suite comes with a ton of perks, including the ability to take online orders, which is obviously pretty important for online parties anyway. But I love that email that goes out. So it's just kind of that base is covered for me, so I can really focus on my texting and then making those phone calls where they're needed. So the next way that I love to follow up with customers is Happy Mail. So again, I know this is just a tad old school, but I believe that people don't get a lot of mail. And again, just saying to them, like, thank you. I really value your business. And so I went on Vistaprint. I'm sure there's lots of printers you could use. That's just, I've used them for years. And I just made up a little postcard. And it's nothing fancy, you guys. But I did put my picture on it because you need to know that people do business with you, right? Especially in the online world, they're like, okay, they know you through maybe you went live or something. But I would say that a picture is nice, but it just says, thank you for your order, gives them my information, gives them my reorder site. Because when people fall in love with Norwex and you take care of them, the chances of them reordering from you go through the roof. And then also on the back, I put a little like cloth care instructions. It says like, don't use the do's and the don'ts, basically. And there's lots of versions of this out there that you can kind of springboard off of, but it's just our cloth care rules, okay? But this is a postcard. I also sometimes mail catalogs, and that's a bit more of an investment. You can decide what makes sense in your business, but really just a little postcard's all it takes to just pop in the mail and say, hey, thanks, I appreciate you. And so I'm a big believer in the happy mail as well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Sonia, for sharing that. Because I know when we were talking, I'm like, show me your postcard. I want to see what you do. Because it just makes me think, you know what, maybe I should just do something a little different again. Because people truly appreciate getting things in the mail that other than bills, right? So I love it.
Yeah. And can I just say that sometimes if you put it in an envelope. So if you're not just doing a postcard, because I have some that are not a postcard, but you would put in an envelope type of thing, or a little handwritten note. If you're a handwriter, I mean, that's even better. But these lovely liquid laundry detergents, if you kind of mush them in between like a quick guide, or if you mail a catalog, it's just a nice little gift, and you can buy these. And we've got some exciting news with what Norwex is coming out. Should we just tell them that? I mean, you guys,
yeah.
I'm just so excited about this, that Norwex is now, and they're giving us Ultra Power Plus laundry detergent samples. And so for years, I've made up my own. I know, we were so excited. So this is going to save me loads of time. So just make sure in your office supply order that you can order the liquid laundry ones that are just cute as a button. And there will be also the UPP. I don't have one of those yet, but I can't wait. So super excited about that. All right.
My daughter's going to be so grateful because she's my UPP maker. So she has the whole little kit set up and ready and does it for all my markets and that. But I love this ability because it's going to be labeled and it looks professional. I love that. So yes, speaking of that, we've got some other fun things we're going to share with you, but we're going to jump into now VIP groups and how to maximize them and how to make them truly effective. And you've probably seen so many different webinars. If you've been around a while, there's lots of people having an amazing amount of success with it. And Sonia and I are just going to share with you some of our tips on how we do our VIP groups.
So I think that VIP groups are such an easy place where your customers are going to feel like they're actually getting to know you. Remember, yes, we represent Norwex, but they do business with you. And so Tasha and I both agree that our VIP group is that sweet spot place where we can kind of do real life with our customers. They want to see you, not perfection. Because, hey, who wants to see someone who's absolutely perfect? Like, be relatable. But, Tasha, I love so much what you do in your VIP group with the Want It Wednesdays. You got to talk about that.
For sure. And so I will be the first to admit that it was after a year ago. So after National Conference last August for us in Canada, I listened to an amazing speaker, Melissa Reynolds, and I got really excited to want to really up my VIP because I have a lot of customers. I've been around for a while, but my VIP group just was blah. Like I would be lucky if I maybe posted the specials. To be honest, I just was not consistent in doing stuff with my group. So I came away from that and decided with talking with my leader as well that I was going to do something, and I kind of came up with this Want It Wednesday. I just like things that rhyme and it's catchy and stuff like that. So I do a Want It Wednesday. Every Wednesday Every week, I pick one product, whatever I happen to have, or something I want to showcase. Obviously, coming up now, I'm going to be talking about the new products for the next few weeks. I'm so excited. My whole month of August is set for products. But I grab a product and then I'm going to discuss it. So this is literally what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you. I go live. I absolutely go live in my videos, in my VIP. That's all I do. I post a few things, but otherwise it's live 100% because Facebook loves and wants us to do that. So I'm going to talk about one of our favorite products. So I'd be like, hey, everyone, it's the Want It Wednesday. You know what that means. I am jumping on and I am going to talk to you about a particular product. And today I am picking the Body Balm because seriously, who does not need 5 of these in their home? I have one everywhere you look. What is so special about this Body Balm? Let me tell you, it's compact. And when I used to be able to travel and when we were allowed to go around and back to Mexico, this is my go-to because you push up from the bottom, because it's more of a solid, it's not a liquid cream. I can take it in my carry-on. I do not have to consider it a liquid. And when I'm on the beach in Mexico, it doesn't go all mushy and leak all over. It softens, but it's still great. So literally I take it and this is my balm everywhere. I can put it on my face. It's super hydrating. It's organic. It's gluten-free, right? These are important qualities we want. We want to make sure, and we just know Norwex quality, it is good stuff in there. But there's essential oils in there that naturally, my kids swear by this with mosquitoes right now as almost like a bug repellent, but it also helps to remove the itch from bug bites. So again, it's such a versatile product. I take it with me everywhere, but honestly, it's amazing for cracked heels, elbows, all of that. You name it, this is one you have. Basically, you just need to tell me how many you want because you will be lost without it. So this is the Body Balm, folks. And you know, with my Want It Wednesday, I always do a little bit of a sale for you. So I'm going to do $2 off each jar you want, a little bit of a special deal. You know, I've got porch pickup, or you can, I can mail it to you, whatever works best for you. But that's my deal. Now, you know my rule as well. If you're not watching this live, and I'm saying hi to all my people watching live, thank you. If you're not watching it live, hashtag replay because it's so much fun. I want to know who's watching this later. Hashtag replay, you get into my draw for my monthly giveaway. If you're watching it live, put a comment, wave to me, tell me hi, or tell me I look amazing, right? Who knows? But comment in there and you're going to be entered into my monthly draw. As well, if you have this already and you share a feedback or testimony about it, you get 2 entries into my monthly draw. So who doesn't want free product, right? So that is my Want It Wednesday today for you. So thanks for tuning in, folks, and we will see you guys later. So there you go. That's kind of what I would do every week. And I will be honest, sometimes it doesn't happen on a Wednesday. Life just gets carried away, and my customers will laugh because sometimes I'll show up on Friday. I'm like, hey guys, guess what? It's your Want It Wednesday. And oh, Friday, life happens, and they just laugh as they watch it later. So be real. It's okay. We love this business, hey Sonia, because it gives us this flexibility to work it around what matters most in our lives, which is our families. Yeah.
I love that. So you guys, isn't that inspiring? You all want to go do the Body Balm right now. Yeah. I loved it because I even learned the bug bite thing. Did not know. So that I can't wait to try that. Well, I can wait to try that actually. I'd rather not get bug bites. But anyway, so I love your consistency with this. And I think that's the big takeaway here for everyone is, I'm going to be honest, I'm not as consistent as I should be. And that's one of my goals moving forward is to commit to a weekly live. I love to go live in my VIP group, but I'm a little sporadic. And so just know you don't have to be perfect to be successful. You're going to be at the conference and you're going to hear so many good ideas. And you've got a couple options. You can listen to that and go, oh my goodness, I am an utter failure. I'm only doing one of those things. No, you're not a failure. If you're doing, you are moving forward and you're in progress to success. And so just know that. But I love the conference so much because we're hearing so many awesome tips that we are going to get to choose, okay, which one am I going to apply first? And then what am I going to do second? So I just want to reiterate that. Like, yes, this is the best of the best. And I'm being real. I'm not super consistent with this, but it is so powerful. Remember, they want to get to know you. So for instance, and I'm so excited, we get to talk, oh, I'm so excited about these cute little minis, okay? So mattress cleaner, anyone who knows me knows this is one of my love, love, love products. And the whole enzyme line, I think is that sprayer not so adorable? I mean, amazing.
I love it.
Cutest little thing. So again, my tendency with the going with a product, and I actually love what you're saying, like $2 off doing a discount. I think that's brilliant. I tend to do like an interaction prize. I give a lot of prizes in my VIP group. I think if you want to move the needle, it's about running a little bit of a sale or a spend and get. Create your own spend and get with these little minis. These make such a neat way to communicate with them. Now, obviously, we're right now focusing a lot on online parties. And so, you might be mailing them, you might be doing porch pickup. Definitely as we move back into home parties, I mean, these are a dream for that. But back to my VIP group. So pick one product and then go in your house and actually strip a bed, spray it down. Again, they want to see real life. They want to see, how does this look? And then you can say, comment with, and then fill in something for them to do to be entered into my drawing for your own mini travel mattress cleaner. So this is how you can use the minis in your life. Another thing, like when you're on live, remember, Heather Peterson, I just love show, share, serve. And so your VIP group, just keep thinking, how do I show them, share other ways to do this, and just generally be of service to them. I'm in love with our new Forever bottles. Love, love. Are these not so beautiful? Like to have these on anywhere. I mean, the hand soap is just a dream. And then the new degreaser. So what could you do? Well, I would say you actually show them how to dilute it in the Forever bottle, like take them every step through. And again, to do these videos, just buy yourself a tripod. That way you don't have to have anyone needing to video you or anything. You just set up your tripod and show them on camera how you do life with Norwex. So behind me here, I've got like all the consumables. If you're not sure where to start, one of the things I love about the VIP group is in my online parties and home parties, both, I stick with the basics a lot. I'm really focusing on the Safe Haven 5 that just have water, those basics to get them started. But we have an incredible catalog full of products that we just love. And where do we introduce them to that? And just remember, your VIP group is the place for that. So, I mean, these are just a few consumables I grabbed. It's not even all of the things that this is like dedicate one day. Oh my goodness, one of my favorite products. And now it has its best friend. Everything needs that best friend. Oh my goodness. Like you've got to dedicate a VIP group day to brushing your teeth. Most everyone does it twice a day. Norwex, I love this new probiotic toothpaste. But so anyway, I'm not going to really go into, I think you guys get the idea, right? Just on how you're going to do real life, and you're going to pick one thing or two, because I do love to buddy up things. Like if I'm talking about the descaler, I'm probably going to buddy it up with something like the bathroom scrub mitt and do that 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm. I love that, Sonia. And actually, that was brilliant. I never even thought to do that as a demo to show people how to fill the new Forever bottles or how to dilute it in that. I love that. I'm totally stealing that tip. So thank you. Another thing I wanted to share with you guys too is, yes, we're in our homes, we're in our office, we're doing our things, but you don't need to be restricted to doing these in your home. Do it from anywhere. So for instance, I know we've got the fresh produce wash in the new minis. You guys are going to be out camping and tenting and traveling locally. Use these products every chance you get and do the live demos. I remember my live demo with my body balm was in my car, and I even said, hey guys, I'm in my car. I'm waiting for my kids to get out of school. They're obviously delayed or whatever. Like, talk to them as if you're being real with them and be genuine. And that's, they'll see that, it'll come across, and that's how you're going to build those relationships long-term, not just the transactions that we see. It's building that relationship. So I can't stress enough to just go with whatever you look like. And yes, mine have changed over time, but I've had so many customers say, thank you for doing that with a messy kitchen, because I felt like I was in your home and I felt I was just right with you. So be yourself for sure. What were you going to show there, Sonia?
I was just going to show the list there too, and just remind everyone about these awesome packets for the Timeless and the Lacer lines both. And again, what are you going to do? You're going to focus your live on the skincare set, and obviously how to cleanse and all of that. And then you're going to say, purchase this and I'll give you a travel set, or, that spend and get. Now I love how mailable those are. Those are
yes.
really fabulous. And again, go in your bathroom, show this on your bathroom sink, this wonderful new soap pump, and show them, just let them see real life. And I was thinking too about laundry. Sometimes, I've had a room like full of laundry that needs to be folded, and please tell me I'm not alone with this, right? But I remember going live on my VIP group with camera facing this just monstrous pile of unsorted, unfolded laundry and going, all right, talk to me guys. Does this ever happen at your house? And then I took that moment to talk about, I don't mind washing them because Norwex makes that easy. It's just like kind of, and be you, be real, be fun. So I love that.
Yeah.
Get out in your house, get out in your community, the pool, show them your life, real life. That's the beauty of the VIP group.
Mm-hmm. And another thing I wanted to say is, and this can be in any of the realms. So I had just mentioned to you guys that I just finished a virtual sale via email and VIP. Every chance you get when you're interacting with your customers, remember two things. Just ask. That's my little saying. Ask them for bookings. Ask them for team building, to join your team. You have to take this opportunity to not just be thinking about short-term gain with a sale, but to show them other options. And I'll tell you an example, a quick story here. So I had a customer of years. She's hosted twice for me, love her. She called me and said, I need some toothbrush refills, $15 item here in Canada. Okay, no problem. I said, I've got it here in stock. Let me know. I'll leave it at the door. And then I thought, whoa, what am I doing? I need to, because her and I've been talking about hosting a party again for years, and it just hasn't happened. So I text her back and I'm like, hey, by the way, I would love to just bless you and give you free toothbrush refills. What do you think about hosting a presentation now? It's super fun. Everyone is wanting these products. I have never seen in 12 years the demand for our Norwex products like before. Use that, spark that passion and interest. And what did she say? Okay, sure, I've got time right now. So this was a $1,400 party with 2 bookings because I asked. And it would have been so easy not to have asked and just sold her my refills, and I would have lost that opportunity. So please, there's one more thing I have to share, Sonia, quickly, is this bathroom cleaner. Another example, we're talking about how to use these products, yes, in our VIP, and I think we have a slide on this later. Where else can you use these? We talk about parties and all these other things, but porch pickups, customers who just call you and say, oh, I need this and I need that. So I had a customer order about $50 or $60 worth of cloths. And I'm like, awesome, okay, I'll leave it at the door. So I just threw this bathroom cleaner in her bag and a little note and said, thank you for coming to me with the order. I appreciate your support. Here's the little bathroom cleaner as a little thank you gift. Let me know what you think of it. I don't know if you've tried it before, but let me know. So again, you don't need to know, has she ever used UPP before? Has she ever used the mattress cleaner? Don't make more work. Keep it simple. I threw it in there. The next day, she texted me back and said, oh my gosh, I love it. I need a bottle. So I dropped it off at her house the next day. So it can be that simple and that fast. We just need to use them. And I'm telling you guys, yeah, we make our own samples before, but these little bottles, they're labeled, they have the directions, it's professional looking. We need to be able to use these in an effective way with our business. And this will be huge, huge follow-up and huge consumable use. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. And, I know Tasha and I both do vendor fairs, and just having a spend and get of your own right at the vendor fair. These little samples could be so perfect to get, your favorite consumables into these new customers' hands or repeat customers' hands. So thank you, Norwex, for everything you do to equip us to support our customers, because these are just the cutest little things and there's so many ways to incorporate them. So love that. All right. Well, the other thing we're just going to say about VIP groups is that you want to be consistent and think about prizes, spend and gets, or some sort of maybe small discount. Remember, don't don't undervalue our products. So if you're going to do a discount, it really doesn't take much. And you can just it's just kind of that front of mind thing, like, oh, yeah, I'd like $2 off that. Sounds good. I'll order 3, so that's a great thing. And again, another thing to do in your VIP group is, most of us are very passionate about the positive impacts on our wellness, on our planet, and our way of life, how much money and time these products save us. So remember, your VIP group can also be just a lot about that education component going on. And it doesn't always have to be Norwex. Like maybe you and the kids are going to pick up trash in the ditch. You could do a quick little live video of doing that, because we live the Norwex lifestyle. It's not just a product to us. It's really truly making small intentional choices in every area of our life. And so anything else you would add, Tasha, to...
You know what? That was an awesome recap, Sonia. Probably the last thing I would add is, maybe you're not even on Facebook or on social media. Honestly, that was me 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And my leader can attest to that. She'd be like, Tash, you're missing so much. But I just didn't have that desire to do that till I decided I wanted to up my game and move my business forward even more. I went onto social media. I did stuff. And what I really have enjoyed is making that deeper connection and relationships with my customers on Facebook. I watch their posts. I comment on their posts. I have this one that always posts about their dog, another one about flowers and everything. Like, if the more you invest in their lives and do that, and also you do have to post stuff about your life and your family on Facebook too. And I know everyone has different thoughts on that. You don't always have to show pictures of your kids if you don't want that, but show stuff that you're interested, stuff that you're doing, so that they can reciprocate and love back on you. And I'm telling you, that is probably the biggest turning factor that I had with my Facebook business, was that relationship through there. It can be Instagram too, like if that works that way, however that works. But please use this opportunity to invest the time wisely with your customers. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Amen to that.
Yeah. So I think that was it. I think we nailed it, Sonia. I think we covered all the key things, the big takeaways, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And I kept forgetting to say, comment in the thing, like, what are some of the things that you have enjoyed about Facebook? What are some of the things you do in your VIP group? So comment in there, and we're going to be talking. We're going to go through and answer questions as best as we can through this live video format and stuff like that. But yeah, we'd love to interact with you guys as much as possible too.
Yes, and post your biggest takeaway in the comments, because it's always so fun. I'm going to take it a step further than your takeaway. Post the one thing you commit to doing from this little webinar, or this little thing here. The one thing. What is the one thing that you're going to commit to? Post it in the comments, because accountability goes up when we voice our intentions. Absolutely. So yeah, bring on the questions, y'all.
Yeah, post it and then text your leader as well what you're committed to do, because that just steps it up again some more for sure. Awesome comment, Sonia.
Thank you so much, Sonia and Tasha. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your passion, your success tips with our Norwex family. We so appreciate that. One thing that I just want to do before we jump into the questions here, I am going to pull up a slide here that we covered. Okay, hopefully you guys can all see this here. And I want to pull this up because I want to apologize. First of all, to you, Sonia, because you have 4 wonderful boys, and not 3, as I stated. So yeah, wanted to correct that and make sure that everybody got a chance to see them. And I also noticed that our beautiful family of Tasha had her husband's top half covered. So we wanted to bring this back up and just let everyone see her beautiful family along with her husband there. So you guys have adorable families. We know they are such a big part of your business as well. Okay, before we jump into questions, I'm just going to go through our top takeaways for today's workshop. So number 1 is build relationships. And Sonia and Tasha did an amazing job of sharing how that is key. Number 2 is follow up using a system that works for you. And what's the best system? I love what Sonia shared, that the best system is actually the one that you will do. Okay, so the one that you actually do is the best system for you. Number 3, utilize your Facebook VIP group. And that is, they shared some awesome tips on that as well. So thank you so much, Sonia and Tasha, for sharing all of that. Okay, so you girls ready to jump into some of our most popular questions?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, awesome. I was just gonna say, we just need Sonia's mic unmuted. Perfect. Okay, so some of the popular questions, one was, what do you do when you're following a party with your customers and you phone them, you text, you're doing your follow-up, and it's cricket, no response? Okay, what do you guys do in that kind of a situation?
Well, I think we can all relate to that because you're not alone. So rest assured that this is normal part of this business. And it depends on the situation. If it's just crickets right in the beginning, I give them time because who knows what situation is going on with their family. But for instance, if it's a host or someone that I'm really wanting to follow up with to answer questions or something, I have this in my text ghosting little blurb. And I'll send it out to them and I'll say, you know what, I want to apologize. Is there something that I have done to you to offend you or say something? I'm just wondering because I haven't heard back from you. I've tried email and texting. I just want to put it out there. If there's something I've done, please let me know because I want to correct that. And I'm being sincere. Maybe I did do something because we always take it personal, right? Most times it's not us. But I do put it out there and immediately I always get a response back from them. No, it's not you. I just had this happen or this happen, right? And that just kind of builds that connection again. So that has worked for me, and I only pull it out when I really need to hear back from them for whatever reason, but that one always seems to work.
Okay,
Sonia,
awesome.
What do
you have anything you want to add to that, Sonia?
I love the authenticity of that. I think that's just really important, is just to be real. So I think that's really great. My customer care, I come from a place, if they don't respond, it's okay with me because my life is very full. And I'm sometimes the guilty party that's like, oh, how sweet of her to text that, thank you. Nothing, say nothing. And so unless it's someone I really need to connect with, like a host or something, I don't worry about it too much. My thing is I'm doing my part to care for them and to let them know I'm here. And it's up to them if they want to respond back. So that's kind of my take on it. It also helps me not stress. And I love my job too much to stress about it. So.
Good. Okay, perfect. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, another question that we had was, Tasha, what did you say to your customers that you contacted after 5 years when you hadn't followed up with them? That's a great question.
It is. Okay. So yes, to be honest, I used email route because I found it was a lot easier that I could email a whole bunch of customers. And I actually had a big event coming up, a customer appreciation event, that was why I was reaching out to so many customers from years before. So I put it out there and I owned it. In my email, I again put as much detail as I could. I said, hey, Elisa, you probably don't remember me. We met back in 2009 or 2014, whatever date at Jody's party, like be specific. So I just wanted to say I'm around, I'm relaunching my business, or I'm finally realizing that following up with customers is an important part of my business. And I apologize to you. I did not do that, ... But I'm here to do this now and I'm ready to work my business and serve you. So if you are willing and don't have a Norwex consultant at this time, I would love to be there for you now. And then just if I had an event, I would talk about the event, but just own it and be real and say, yeah, I messed up. I'm learning, right? And they really took heart to that. So that was what I would say. And you can do it via message, text, whatever, but I did it via email.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. That's awesome. Okay, what about, we had some questions about Project Broadcast. So what's the best resource to learn more about Project Broadcast for follow-up?
Yes. Okay. So Project Broadcast is a company. Like I said, there's many texting services. It's just the one I use. But I will say they've got phenomenal training. But whatever system you implement, there's always going to be a bit of a learning curve. So give yourself time to learn a system. I think that's super important. Otherwise, it's easy to go, oh, I'm just overwhelmed. I can't do it. And so they have what they call their Project Broadcast Boot Camp. And I believe it's on Project Broadcast. There's a Facebook group. Just search Project Broadcast. It'll probably pop up. There's a Norwex one. There's a company one. So it's really like I had to figure it out from the ground up, but that's how you learn your system. That's how you learn to work with it. So just definitely avail yourself of that training if that's something you want to learn more about.
Okay, awesome. Okay, do you have anything you want to add to that, Tasha?
Nope.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so we had a lot of interest about the Want It Wednesday. And just a really quick question on that. How long do you let the sale go? Like, do you let them order after the Wednesday or?
So that's completely up to you. You're independent business owner, so you have to decide what works for you. You can be adamant and strict. I am pretty laid back and casual with a lot of things. So they know I roughly run it week to week, but if they come at the end of the month and they have a whole bunch of orders from all those weeks, of course I'm gonna take it and honor the discount. What's it to me to not do that, right? And it just shows good customer service as well. So absolutely, I honor it. Do I honor it months later? No. So within the month, for sure I will, but beyond that, kind of play it by ear and decide for yourself what you want to do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Okay, another question that came up. Do you keep products on hand or do you stock products? That's a great question. So maybe you girls want to share what your thoughts are on that.
Tasha, you're me.
Okay.
You go first.
So personally, I do keep an inventory and I don't necessarily encourage my team to do that. The only reason I do is because I participate in large vendor trade show markets, whatever you guys want to call it. I do participate in those 2 or 3 times a year, large ones. So I stock up when Norwex puts things on sale throughout the year. So I do have an inventory, and when I said I just finished that virtual sale, it's because my market was canceled this year. So I had inventory that I wanted to move, and I wanted to just circulate through. I didn't want to keep all that stock, but it's totally up to you. You do not have to. You can just direct ship or put it as an order and have people pick it up. So it's completely up to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would second that. I have stock because I do the trade shows or the small vendor fairs. It's really how I built my business when I moved to Texas, is I knew no one. So that was my avenue of meeting people. And but for parties, I always drop ship from the company. Personally, I know some people actually do sell from stock for parties, but I don't. I ship it straight from the company always. So it's the stock usually gets used at trade shows, but in a situation like where we're at, where it's been canceled, obviously that means like, okay, how are we going to replace what we, get rid of the stuff we purchased for a trade show? So if that explains why we're talking about stock, honestly, you do not need stock for this business. And it's one of my most favorite things about Norwex.
Okay, awesome.
And just to quickly comment on that, in regards to your Want It Wednesday, or if you're doing any kind of special or sales, seriously, you don't need to have a brand new descaler. Grab the descaler from under your sink and show them, right? So you don't need to have stock and brand new items. Use your facial scrub mitt and show them the used one, right? So just be real and it will be amazing.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Good. Okay, so when we're talking about shipping product, there was a few questions about that as well. What's the best way to ship products if you do a bulk order? And yeah, like any tips that you might have on shipping minis to your winners, that kind of thing? Okay, Sonia, go ahead.
I've got a tip here, you guys. So first of all, before we were quarantining, I still avoid the post office like a plague, okay? So, that was pre all the crazy. And so I've shipped from home for years and years. And so I just want to tell you that as you are shipping out, if you're going to ship out a little sample or whatever, I purchased some little envelopes, like mailers, I think they call them, and they actually make these really cool recyclable or compostable ones that you can even purchase if they're not sold out, because everything's sold out right now. But anyway, and then I use a system called pirateship.com, and you do need a little scale and you need a little tape measure for if you're using boxes and whatnot, but it is really amazing. And I then just run it to my mailbox area, drop it in the packages, and it goes that way. So you can mail most anything right from your home when you know the systems.
Okay, yeah, I see a lot of comments in the chat box coming up that they love pirate ship. So I'm not sure if that's available in Canada, Tash. You probably
I have not heard that, so I don't think we're as fortunate here in Canada with our postal system. So how a little trick I have found to mail things now, it's not, it's limited to more cloth and the fibers, not liquids. But I actually I've had this in my kitchen for years, is one of those vacuum sealers, and I literally can mail a basic package, a body pack, all sorts of things for $2 in Canada, which is a steal of a deal. So I literally vacuum seal. My youngest daughter's like, oh, Mom, I got to do that again, because she's now taking care of doing that a lot for me, getting my mailers ready. But you vacuum seal them, it condenses it, and as long as it goes into the regular letter size envelope, it's $2. With regards to the mini consumables, you will have to be very careful. I just do porch pickups, or if I'm dropping it off to a host. So please double check before committing to want to mail those in Canada, because it can be a little expensive. I did price it out, but just check into it first of all. But most times I'll use those little mini consumables for porch pickups and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Well, it looks like we are at the top of the hour already. So I just want to say such a huge thank you to you, Sonia and Tasha. We promised an impactful workshop today, and I know that all of you who are on here would agree that these ladies delivered 100%. So big thank you to you. I just want to remind everyone that you're going to be able to access today's recording and the slides and the notes, but I'm going to ask everyone that you please be respectful of Sonia and Tasha's time, and any additional questions that you have or that we didn't have a chance to get answered today, that you would direct those to your upline leader or to your regional sales manager. Okay, so we appreciate that. Thank you. So we are going to sign off here. Thanks again to all of you for jumping on this workshop with us. We have loved this hour that we have got to spend with you. We hope the rest of your day is as amazing as the time that we have spent here together. And we wish all of you the best. So as you watch and rise up from this workshop, thank you guys for coming. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.